So not only is the FBI going around the country and seizing election ballots, but so is some sheriff from California who also happens to be one of the front runners on a Republican side for governor. And he is claiming that he is investigating election fraud. I don't know how many court cases, audits, or even data from think tanks, like even their own Heritage Foundation, shows that there's only been like 1,800 cases of fraud that they've collected and reported on since the 1980s. Like, I don't know how much more evidence that like there can be for these people to get it, that there is no election fraud. But I mean, they probably know that. Maybe not your average voter that they are trying to propagandize, but like the people in power know that. And they just know that in order for Republicans to win in the future, it has to be built on the disenfranchisement of voters. And this is by passing laws that make it harder to vote. That is exactly what we are seeing in Congress right now through the Save America Act. There's even been more hardline bills that are being proposed to like ban mail-in voting altogether. The Supreme Court is hearing a case brought from like the RNC regarding Mississippi's counting of mail-in ballots that were received up to 5 days after Election Day, as long as they were postmarked before or on Election Day. It's just... like, what can you say? They are grasping at straws to try everything they can to disenfranchise voters, because they know when there is lower turnout in elections, that is when Republicans win the most. So I have an article that we're going to get into here regarding these ballots and everything regarding that. This is from NBC News. California GOP sheriff who's running for governor seizes ballots from 2025 election. This is him right there. And, you know, I got to say, he's got a nice mustache. He's got a nice mustache. What can I say? There's something about these demented California Republicans who are just so dapper. I remember the Republican, I don't remember what exactly his position was, who was like bringing the lawsuit against California regarding the redistricting. I think his name was Mark Muser or something like that. Dude was dapper as hell. Dude knew how to dress, and he had a fucking bitchin' mustache as well. So respect to that, but everything else, you are a literal authoritarian psychopath. Okay. Let's see. A Republican sheriff in California who's running for governor seized more than 650,000 ballots from election officials last week, saying he is investigating potential fraud in last year's election. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco said a group of citizens conducted their own audit of California's 2025 special election results in the county, and he claimed that the election workers' tally of ballots received was 45,000 fewer than the number of votes certified to the state. Riverside County considered one ballot question in the November special election, whether to approve a new Democratic drawn congressional map. Voters statewide and in the country county ultimately passed the measure, putting Democrats in position to gain up to 5 House seats in this year's midterm elections. This investigation is simple. Physically count the ballots and compare that result with the total votes reported, Bianco said at a Friday news conference. When they certify results, election officials compare tallies from an electronic system that tracks each ballot's journey from officials to voters and back, and from separate tabulators that count verified ballots. In the November election, the variance between the two was 103 ballots, a 0.016% error rate, which is similar to the rates in other California counties. So basically, the data that this sheriff is citing is just wrong. And it is not it's not valid data. In fact, I'm not even sure where the hell he got like this data. Like from some citizens decided to conduct their own audit and they found out 45,000 votes are missing. Like, okay, yeah, sure. We'll see. Bianco's investigation comes amid a spate of inquiries into the 2020 election, which President Donald Trump lost. The FBI has seized ballots from an elections hub in Fulton County, Georgia, and subpoenaed materials related to a controversial election review in Maricopa County, Arizona. The National Intelligence Director's Office has also said it obtained and examined Puerto Rico voting machines last year to look for security vulnerabilities. Bianco said he has been investigating voter fraud since 2022, adding that we've not found any mass fraud in Riverside County. I asked the question earlier, like, how much does it take for these people to just understand that there is no widespread voter fraud? And this guy's been doing it for like 4 years now, and he's still on it. Like, he'll never get it. He will never get it. And the fact that he's doing this as someone who's running for governor, that's a little bit scary. What's he going to say when he inevitably, hopefully, knock on wood, loses the gubernatorial race? Well, how's that going to go? How many ballots is he going to seize then? Is he going to even concede? Gauri Ramachandran, that's a name, an election security expert at the Brennan Center for Justice at New York University School of Law, said she was concerned that law enforcement would increasingly get involved in election proceedings. She said it could affect routine election processes and risk damage to ballots. There are actually legal procedures that people who work for election offices get trained in before they're allowed to touch ballots, she said. Bianco is one of the leading Republicans running for governor in California this year. While California is a deep blue state, Democrats have expressed concern that their party's crowded field of candidates could shut them out from the general election. In California, candidates from all parties appear on the same primary ballot, which the top two vote getters advancing. Bro, if Democrats mess up and cede California from their own, like, it'll be definitely a multifaceted fuck up. Like, from one, putting your egos aside and not like thinning down the race and coalescing behind one opponent. But the other thing is, they're just going to run on what Democrats run on, and that is nothing. And that is, oh, hey, we're not Trump. People don't like that. People don't fuck with that, even in this time period. Like, people want people who are going to represent change that will materially improve their lives. They want someone who's going to run and not veto a universal health care bill like Gavin Newsom did. They want someone who actually cares about getting affordable housing done and it isn't bought by the real estate industry. Like, they want someone who represents real change, radical change, if you will. Another GOP candidate, former Fox News commentator Steve Hilton, criticized Bonta in a statement without specifically mentioning Bianco, saying he would lead a complete reset of our election systems to eliminate Democrat corruption and restore fairness and integrity. There's already fairness and integrity. I don't know how many, I already said it, but Jesus Christ, man, these people are psycho. Like, in other words, we are going to rig it so that a Democrat can never take power again. In 2024, Bianco endorsed Trump for president in an Instagram video recorded while he was dressed in uniform. By the way, I don't think this guy ever takes his sheriff uniform off. I don't think I've ever seen him without his sheriff uniform on. I think he sleeps in it. I think he showers in it. It's crazy. California law prohibits officers and public employees from participating in political activities while wearing an official uniform. I think it's time we put a felon in the White House, he said at the time. Did I read that right? I think it's time we put a felon in the White House, he said at the time. Trump 2024, baby. Let's save the country and make America great again. This is a sheriff saying, yeah, let's put a felon in. What? And of course, is he going to be held accountable or charged or prosecuted or just bear any repercussions for breaking a clear California law? Probably not. I mean, of course not, actually. So you can't trust anything these people say. You just need to remember the facts. I've shown them multiple times. There is no widespread voter fraud. And I've done so many videos on this, showing the facts, showing that there is just nothing there. There's nothing there. And I can't stress this enough. When your own, like, the most right-wing, extreme, dare I say, Nazi think tank in the world, the Heritage Foundation, only has 1,800 cases over like a 40-year period, I think it's safe to say that election fraud is not a problem. And just remember, there is only one party right now that is going around and screaming fraud, seizing ballots, and passing laws to make it harder for you to vote. And it's the Republicans. If you, like, I've never encountered a party like that just hates democracy as much as Republicans, the politicians, and even the average voters. It blows my mind, man. Anyways, that's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the
If you made it
next
to
one.
this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below. And if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.